Greetings. Hope everybody is well, and I hope that you are swell. In today's episode, we are delving into the topic: Do games make people toxic? As normal, as usual, we have the one and only Metal Magic with me today. How you doing, mate?
Oh, you know me, I'm fantastic, as always.
Lush, lush. So with toxicity in gaming, does games turn people toxic? What's your sort of opinion on that?
My opinion, games don't make people toxic at all. Like, to me, it's a poor excuse that people use.
Hmm.
And, I've been playing games for 25 years, and, well, I consider myself not toxic. Other people might disagree, but if you
Yeah,
go on Dead by Daylight, but, yeah, I think it's just a poor excuse people use.
yeah, no, I completely agree. For me as well, like with gaming, you're gonna get frustrated at times. With any competitive game, you're gonna get frustrated. But games don't turn people toxic. It really
No.
doesn't. Like we were brought up in the time of Halo, Call of Duty. Like my first instance of toxicity in gaming was World of War.
Yeah.
When they enabled voice chat, like that stuff was horrific. But I think when it comes to like games in particular, when people refer to like the peak of toxicity, it normally always refers to Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was like
yes.
peak.
Yeah, that's where I've, experienced most of it.
Mm,
Being a young lad, I think I was like 13 maybe, around that
yeah,
age, young teenager, playing Modern Warfare 2, then yeah, the toxicity was rampant. It was like every game and all. It wasn't like every other game or every 10 games. It was like every game.
yeah,
To the point where I literally hard muted every lobby.
yeah. I don't blame you. Like for example, because you streamed what Dead by Daylight for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
It was almost every 1 in 3 games, someone would come in and just berate you for no reason at all,
Yeah.
just purely for the fact that you beat them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a massive play that comes into it is people's egos,
Oh, yeah. 100%.
because people are just they physically can't accept that someone might be better than them.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'll put my hands up. I was like that at one stage. Like,
Yeah,
I used to have a big ego. Like, I thought I was the best and, like, all this. Like, so I can relate to that. And like it used to be times where like my friends used to beat me at games. I wouldn't speak to them for like 3 or 4 days. Like, I
mm,
ain't joking either. I used to not speak to them.
yeah,
I've even thrown like headsets against the wall. I can remember I had an 80 quid headset. It's one of the first ones I actually bought my own money. Funny enough, when I was
yeah.
like 16, 17, and I threw it against the wall and it exploded. So, so
I've never done that. Um, Like I can remember once I used to go over to my mate's house to play games because I couldn't really afford games back then.
mm,
But I used to go over to my mate's house, and his favorite game was Gears of War,
yeah,
and on the 360, and he always wanted to do like a 1v1 on Gears of War. Now every time we would have a chainsaw battle, I was much quicker at pressing buttons than he
mm,
was, so I would win every single time. And once he grabbed my hand and he grabbed the end of the controller and started whacking my hand with it. So I just immediately hit him with
mm,
a with a hook. We didn't talk to each other for about a month.
yeah,
And then we just thought, God, we were just being stupid. And he apologized, and obviously I did as well. But yeah, it's just like because some people can't control their temper, and gaming is supposed to be a place where you can escape from the harsh reality of what life is, and you can go out and chill, meet new people, blah blah blah. But then people bring in their personal stuff
yeah,
in the gaming.
yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of games out there that are known for having incredibly toxic communities. League of Legends, for
Oh yeah,
example.
oh yeah,
Um, Now, I've dabbled in League of Legends. I'm not a devout player. Metal, you were.
yeah,
I know you still love you do still love League of Legends, but you've
yeah,
taken a break from it at the moment, haven't you?
yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I love the game. Like, I'm fairly new to it. I started
Yeah,
it last year at some point. I think it's around like June time, maybe around that area,
yeah,
like on and off. Then I started playing it really seriously just before Christmas. And I used to play jungle as well. Like for all the League of Legends players out there, they know the jungler is the punching bag of the team.
Yeah.
If your laners lose 1v1, it's your fault. If they get ganked while you're across the map, it's your fault. If your bot lane loses 2v2, it's your fault. And yeah, if for anyone that wants to play League of Legends, don't play jungle.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Because my last actual game, what sort of stopped me playing League was, again, I was playing jungle on a rank match. It's like bronze 2 elo, so it's not like the greatest. So I went from Iron 3 to bronze 2 within like 6 days. Well, I was doing really well.
Yeah.
And in this game, again, my mid laner destroying their lane. It was like doing really well. It was a Diana against a Fizz. My top laner getting destroyed, and my bot lane getting destroyed. But I kept ganking top and bot and winning the lane for him. Like at this point, I was like 8-1. My mid laner was like 8-1 as well. Then I noticed all my camps were gone. And I thought, alright, because sometimes the enemy jungler comes across and takes your camps while you're doing other things.
Yeah.
It happens. But then it happened again. So I thought I'll pay attention to the minimap. It was my mid laner taking all my camps. Like all
Because
my
camps are the creatures that are
Yeah.
in, like the little cubby bits,
Yeah,
and they.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the jungler's main source of XP is your jungle camps. If you don't do them, you fall so far beyond, because junglers don't really get much XP from kills.
Right. Okay.
Or the lane minions, you can take them, but you don't get full XP from like, I think it's like minute 25. Like you start getting actual XP from lane minions.
All right. Okay.
But like, yeah, like the Diana, for everyone who knows, Diana can just like, she mounts camps, she farms them so quick. Then I said, I was in the all chat and I said, "Oh, why are you doing it?" No response. Kept doing it. I did just something petty myself. I went out and smited one of her cannons. Really, I shouldn't have done it, but I did. Then all of a sudden, the whole team just turned on me. Literally, the whole team. Even though I won top and bot lane for all of them, still wasn't enough. Because the granted, where I fell behind through XP, Lilia, the other jungler, managed to get 2 or 3 levels in front of me. And I was just, then we lost, basically.
Yeah.
But the thing, I watched the game over about 3 or 4 times. And I don't know why the Diana started taking my camps.
Yeah. She hasn't really got any reason to.
I didn't do nothing. I know I didn't gank her, but I didn't need to.
Yeah.
Like, I generally didn't need to. She was destroying her lane. The only thing I can think of, she did die once to the Lilia because she was in her jungle. And the Lilia was like 1 in 6. But like, again, my fault. Jungler's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, ever since then, because I sort of realised myself, even though we was winning far ahead, even though our own pettiness we lost the game because my team's pettiness.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I did smite one of her cannons, but she did take a load of me camps. But yeah, this is the reason I sort of stopped playing, because with League, it's not like in like every 1-2 games out of 10. It's like 6 or 7. Like someone spam pinging you, especially if you play jungle.
Yeah.
Or support. Like jungle and support are like the punching bags. They're like spam pinging you, typing things in the chat and all this. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm getting too old for all this now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop playing, and I haven't played it in maybe 3 weeks now?
Yeah. Because that's the thing as well. Like, some people won't take that step back and just have a break from that game. They will just continue, and it will just make it worse and worse and worse. And you don't know, like, people seem to forget that you're not just going up against the game, you're going up against actual people. So some of the stuff you say can really affect people.
Yeah.
Like with me and you, we were brought up in the era, we naturally have thick skin, but it does, obviously, things affect different people in different ways. Like for me, for example, I used to play a lot of Rocket League. And it was back when the in-game chat didn't really have a filter, so you could literally say anything.
Yeah.
And like some of the stuff that was being said, I was like what's the point of me playing? And I used to be pretty decent at Rocket League, but there was just this one game that it sticks out in my mind, so much. So I always used to play as goalie. And even in real life, if I ever played football, it was always goalie. And and I was a really good goalkeeper. But just this one game, I wasn't on my A game. I was a little bit rusty, and the amount of messages I was just getting spammed. But like some of the stuff they said was horrific.
Yeah.
Now it was all it was like, slurs like the N word, the R word, homophobia.
Mm,
Now, like I'm a straight man, but still, like when someone says stuff like that, it's just never nice to read
no.
through it or even experience it. Um, but again, I know full well the game has not made them say those things. It's that individual.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Not ev- not everyone's the same. You can't just say like, oh, every single Rocket League player is a racist, is
No.
this
No.
and
No.
that, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, because of one
Mm.
individual. But it doesn't help the situation.
No, I mean, again, it only takes that one experience to
Hmm.
like ruin a game. Like,
Yeah.
it just takes that one person just to say, you know what. But that's the thing. Like, that's why I step back from League because, again, as I will climb up higher, the toxicity gets worse.
Yeah.
You think as you higher you go, the people have better mentalities.
Yeah.
But no, they get worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, I've watched like challenger games. I've been playing the game for 10 years, and they act like children, and
Yeah.
they all blame each other. Because at the end of the day, like, everyone has a bad game. Like no one is
Hmm.
perfect. No one has like 10 out of 10s every single game. And like you're having a bad game, and say your team's berating you, like you don't want to. Like that's when you don't want to continue. Like you don't want to
Yeah.
play. And again, then you might start saying things as well.
Yeah.
So that's what like, probably the best thing to do, is sort of take you away. I know you might love the game. Like, I love League of Legends, but I've took myself out of that situation
Yeah.
because I could actually feel myself sort of going back into my old ways. Sorry, the phone's going
Yeah.
off.
No, no, it's okay. Because that's the thing, like, because two wrongs don't make a right, and you don't want to sort of follow down that route. And it's always good to take a step back and just have a breather. And it's a shame that a lot of people don't don't do it. Like DBD, for example, the majority of the community are perfect. They're a lovely bunch. There are some phenomenal people in the DBD community, but you're always going to have the odd few here and there that are going to be complete dicks. It's like in real life. There's always that one nutter in the village. There's
Yeah.
always one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like with me, I can count. Like I've been streaming now, coming up 2 years in June. I can count with both hands how many times I've experienced, toxic people. It's not that much considering I've been streaming for almost two
Yeah.
years, but with you, it was almost guaranteed every other game. It
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
And like well, again, like I'm quite glad it was me though, because
Yeah, yeah,
again, like I said, I'm quite thick skinned. Like I don't really, people can say things that don't really offend me,
yeah,
and I'd rather it be me than other people, even though it shouldn't be. Like
yeah,
to
yeah,
begin with, it shouldn't be. But if I had to make a choice, I'd rather it be someone like me than someone else who hasn't got quite the thicker skin of
yeah.
like being able to take it. Because sometimes people do say some horrific things. Like
Or it's like that girl in my community. She
yeah,
was streaming DVD. Um, she went up against the same killer twice in a row, and the second game they came into her chat, said some horrific things, and it forced her to stop streaming for
yeah.
that one day
Mm.
because it just affected her so much. And I
And
don't blame her because some of the stuff he said, it was horrific.
I mean, it could have stopped the streaming full stop as
Yeah.
well. Like, because again, it's no need for it. Like,
Mm.
why? Like, why? Like, I'll never fully understand why people do it personally. Like me,
Yeah.
I'd never go in someone's chat and say horrific things. You beat me at a game, fair enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. Even the person, like, even DVD when you get humped on the floor or like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, or teabagged, it's like, oh, fair enough. You just move on a bit, don't you? Just
Yeah. You just
move
move
on to
on.
the next game. Because in the
Yeah.
day, after that game ends, everyone's going to forget about it in 2-3 minutes. And you move
Yeah.
on to the next one.
Yeah, because that was sort of my next topic was because some people deem toxicity in different ways. Like for example, teabag and stuff
Mm,
like that. Now, I find teabagging quite hilarious even now.
yeah.
'Cause being, growing up with Halo, that was peak teabagging.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's when the teabagging was invented.
mm,
um, but yeah, like some people do find it toxic, and I can understand to a certain degree. Like, let's say you're playing as killer, you don't have particularly the best game, and you have one or two survivors at the exit gate teabagging. Yeah, you might find that toxic, but they it's just a little tongue in cheek moment.
yeah,
Just take it on the chin. You lost. They outplayed you for whatever reason. Just move on to the next game and try better and try harder. And you're laughing.
yeah,
But some people do let it get to them
yeah. It's where
pretty
like
quickly.
you can't beat toxicity with toxicity as well.
No, you can't.
Like, I know it's easier said than done, but you should always try and be the bigger person.
Hmm.
Because in the day, they're the ones making themselves look silly.
Yeah.
And obviously, you want to be, especially if you're a streamer as well. Streamer,
Oh
content
yeah.
creator on YouTube. You sort of want to sort of present yourself in a way where you don't look like silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A bit more mature and look handy yourself, because then people will sort of respect you more.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there are streamers out there who thrive on the toxicity and build communities on it.
Yeah.
And obviously, those people shouldn't have a platform to begin with, but they do. But like that's what I sort of pride myself on when I was streaming, like the way I handle things,
Yeah.
and like yourself as well, like sort of like keeps you cool and say, yeah, fair enough, mate. GG's, move on. If they carry on, they get banned. Simple
Yeah.
as. Because then again, you don't want to have that reputation as well yourself of being like
Yeah.
toxic, and again, it may stop future projects as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. Because, like, as a streamer, you do have that obligation, that natural obligation to sort of present yourself in a way where you want to sort of be respected.
Mm.
Like with me, for example, when I stream, if anyone comes in being toxic, I don't mind them being toxic to me. That's fine. I can handle myself. I got no issues in that. But if they obviously step over the line, then I'll get them gone. But I don't want then people in my community sort of, let's say if the toxic individual was a streamer, I wouldn't want my community to then berate them on their stream
No,
because
that's
two
it. Yeah.
wrongs don't make a right.
No, because then again, you and your community will get that reputation. And
Yeah,
then, let's say down the line, you're gonna work with some of the bigger content creators, and they hear about it, they're gonna say no. Like simple
yeah,
as,
exactly.
and you're gonna like risk yourself getting involved in like bigger projects down the line, because you never know what's gonna happen in the future.
Oh,
Like you
exactly.
don't know where it's gonna go streaming this content creating, and what you do early affects a lot what happened later.
Oh God, yeah.
So it's always better, even though it's very tempting. Don't get me wrong. I'm someone that if someone gives you, you give it back.
Oh yeah,
But if you want to not ruin chances in the future, you always sort of got to like present yourself well, and even treat the toxic people with respect themselves, even though they don't
hmm
deserve it, but still
yeah,
give it to them.
yeah. It's like with my line of work.
Mm.
So like I work in insurance, and we do get a lot of agitated and angry and horrible customers on the phone. A saying that I always use on every single call, and even streaming now, is kill them with kindness.
Mm.
If you're too kind to them, they haven't got anything to
No, so
feed off you, because that's all it comes down to is feeding. If you
mm.
feed into that toxicity, then you're just feeding them to keep giving it to you. But if you just literally give them no ammunition, just say, yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, you won fair and square, GG's.
And as well
Then
as say in
we'll
your
move
line
on.
of in your line of work, they can
Mm.
use it against you to get you in trouble in your
Hmm.
line of work as well.
Oh, yeah,
So
I could lose my job.
yeah, you can lose your job over it. So like, it's again, you got to treat it the same as like streaming. You could lose your streaming career over it,
Yeah.
or some people have built a career out of it. But then again, they shouldn't have a platform to begin with.
Yeah. They're just lucky in their own way.
Yeah, they lucky enough to found just as toxic people that
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Because, again, for me, games don't make people toxic. It can make you agitated,
Mm.
as any game will, even bloody Tetris will. But it just at the end of the day, it comes down to that individual. Because that's the thing as well. With when it comes to like game devs, what can they do to sort of mitigate the toxicity? Yeah, they got like report features and they got blockers in the in-game chat, but there's still hundreds of different ways you can be toxic to people.
Yeah, I mean, like again. they can block it in the chat. They can only do so much because then again it comes
Yeah.
down to the individuals. It's well like when someone's teabagged you. I mean, what they're going to do? Remove crouching from the game,
Yeah.
or like that humping thing where you move back and forth. What they're going to do? Move forward and back, or
Yeah.
like
You know, yeah.
so like intentional like sandbagging or like sabotaging your team. How can they stop that?
Yeah.
They can't. They literally can't because it all comes down to the community who plays the game. Obviously, you can't control everyone. It'd be nice if everyone played nice.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna happen. End of the day.
No.
You just got to try and limit how much goes on because which they do. Obviously, got a report system in the in-game chats. They do filter a lot of words. Sometimes you can't even say GGs in capitals.
Yes.
In the Dead by Daylight, you put GGs in capitals, it actually gets blocked.
Yeah, because and that's the thing with Dead by Daylight. It's very inconsistent because sometimes I can type in caps "GG's well played," and sometimes I can't. It's never. It's never. I physically can't do it from now on, or I can do it from now on. It's always this game you can't type that in. Next game you can, but this game you can't. It's really inconsistent.
Yeah.
But like some games do have a really good report system. Like from what I know, League of Legends have quite a decent report system.
Yeah, it's not bad. It could be better. They're usually quite rapid. That's another thing. Like every time I logged in, I had your report feedback update, and it tell me that the person I reported has been penalised, and that was every single time I logged in. I'm not joking either. Like I wish I was, but like I report maybe 10 plus people every time I played in a 5-hour period.
Yeah,
and like as well, Marvel Rivals again, they got an incredible reporting system. They're really hot on it, like really quick, and they give people 100-year bans and that.
Yeah,
I just don't know why he's done permanent banning, but they do it their way. But
yeah,
again,
but there's ways around the ban. They can just make a new
account. It is a free game, same as League of Legends.
Yeah.
You just make a new account.
Yeah.
Unless they get IP banned, hardware banned.
Yeah.
Then they have to get a new, obviously IP and all that. But again, they can only do so much. Again.
Yeah.
Ever so much. But fair play to them for actually blocking work. And I know I'd rather it be more strict than loose.
Yeah. I'd rather it be more strict than loose, yeah.
If you sometimes if you can't say GGs in the game, that's fine to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if they make it too loose, then people are going to say stuff. And again, you don't know what the person behind the screen's going through.
Yeah, no, exactly.
End of the day, and it might, you don't know what they're gonna do with it. So,
yeah, well, it's a perfect example was like one of our previous podcast episodes when we interviewed Xeno and me, aka Dilly Dragon. He played as killer up against this certain survivor. They didn't like the fact that Xeno and me killed him on DBD. So he did some digging, managed to find Dilly's actual Facebook profile, and started stalking him. Turns out he only actually lived an hour away. So I'd send him horrific messages, which the police had to get involved, and the police had enough evidence to actually do something. But he made Xeno and me aware that the individual was a minor. A child saying Dilly has told me some of the messages he sent, and he showed me some of them, and they are horrific, absolutely horrific. And it's a kid doing that.
That's the most shocking part about it. Like when you read the story, you think, "Oh, it's probably a grown adult."
Yeah,
but it's a child doing it. And someone if a child can find out who he is. Now imagine it was a full-grown adult and what they could have done.
Yeah,
that's the scary part about it.
In
a sense, it's kind of lucky it was a minor.
Yeah, because if he was an adult, it could have been a different story.
It could have escalated because you don't know what that person would have done.
Yeah,
obviously as a minor, you still got restrictions. Like you probably don't drive, and say the adult person could drive, and he's only an hour away. He could have got in his car and gone straight to his house. And that's what makes it even more scary.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like my son, he loves Fortnite. He
Mm,
loves Roblox. What we do though, when he plays Fortnite, we have the voice chat
mm,
play through his headset and the TV as well,
yeah.
so we can hear it. And there's been two incidences. Now, my son is 7. Obviously, we know the risk of him playing online games, but it's something that he's really good at and he
Mm,
really enjoys. So obviously, we let him crack on. And there was two instances. There was one, I think it was halfway through December last year, where there was a couple of teenagers in his team and they were saying stuff about like Father Christmas and the Tooth Fairy, stuff
mm,
like that. And I could hear them saying these certain things, and I literally rush upstairs. I take the headset off my son.
mm,
I said, go in your room for a minute. Goes in his room. I stick on the headset. Don't get me wrong. I did say some things,
mm,
but I said like, how could you say that to a 7-year-old? You
mm,
absolute pleb.
yeah.
Like he's a kid. Let him be a kid. And then there's another incident then on Fortnite where someone he was African American and he was saying the N word like
Oh, right,
every other
yeah.
word, and I'm like,
Mm,
mate, nah. So I
mm.
literally I rushed downstairs. I told my son to leave the game, join a different one.
Yeah, and again, he's only 7, so
Yeah,
like,
he's 7. Like,
and like, if he picks that word up, obviously you don't know the meaning behind it.
yeah,
And if he's in school and he starts saying it, yeah,
I'm gonna get into trouble
yeah, and
for it,
then
and
you're
so
all
does
gonna
he.
get in trouble. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it again. People got to be really careful because obviously people like kids at 7, 8 years old are quite impressionable. Like
yeah.
they pick things up, and
Their brains
obviously,
are like sponges; they
yeah,
absorb
they
everything.
absorb it, but they don't know what it means.
Yeah,
So that's again, it's a risk again. Even though he enjoys the games, but at least it's only happened twice.
yeah.
That's
Like
the only thing.
considering it could have happened a lot more,
A lot more.
but he knows now that we've sort of taught him how to use like the menu of Fortnite.
Oh
So
yeah.
he says that if anyone says like any sort of naughty
Mm.
words we say, he knows how to immediately mute them, which
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just like I know full well those kids wouldn't say anything in real life. If they were next to my
No.
son, they wouldn't say anything
No.
along those lines. But because it's over a game and they know they can get away with it, it's like a free for all.
Yeah.
There's no rules, no regulations, nothing. Um, but yeah, again, there's only so much that the devs can do.
Yeah. That's again as well. Like the old keyboard warriors, I like to call them.
Yeah,
That because they're all tucked away, safe behind their screens and their keyboards. They can say whatever they want. 95% of them won't even say nothing in real life if it's in front of you.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
makes it less more. Uh, like that's what don't really get to me that much because I know if they was in front of me, they'd never say anything.
Yeah,
Because the non-mouthy ones, like all the mouthy ones, are always like, how can I put it? Cowards in real
all,
life.
all bark, no bite.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They just all
Yeah,
this, give all this all the time. And it's the quiet ones you always got to look out for.
it is.
Mm.
It is the quiet ones.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I just don't get it, especially when it comes to gaming. It's just common sense, you know. Not to say these things in game chat, in voice chat. It's just common sense. But again, people are just too narrow-minded.
But then again, they might see again one of their favorite influencers or
Mm,
streamers or whatever doing the same thing,
yeah,
saying these things, and I think, oh, okay, that's fine for me to do it then. You know what I mean? Again, like, especially in this modern age, like when we was younger, there was no such thing as streaming or YouTube.
no, there
There
wasn't.
was no
No,
such thing as like content creators or anything like that. So in this day and age, where you got like content creators, streamers everywhere, they're even more impressible. Say like TV these days. I mean, kids these days don't even watch TV that much. Like,
no, they don't.
no,
Like, yeah,
like we used to. That's what we had back then. Like barely any internet. You had like dial-up internet. You literally had to dial it up.
yeah,
It
yeah,
would take half an hour to load.
yeah.
But like,
Oh my god, those noises.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Oh Jesus.
But like in this day, if the click of a finger, they can literally watch anything or anyone. They
Hmm.
do anything, and they say their favorite streamer starts being toxic, and you think, oh, okay, that's fine, I can do that. And then it's
Yeah,
like a wave, and it just ripples through all the way
it
through.
does. And that's why I think, like, with especially with streamers as well, that they do need to knuckle down in regards on how they portray themselves. Like,
Mm.
perfect example. I'm not going to say the streamer's name because we do mention them an awful lot in my streams. But they went into Metal stream
Oh
once.
yeah.
Metal played a very fair game on Dead by Daylight on Area of Crow as Huntress. We always aim for like a 12 hook game, so we try and hook everyone individually equally, because at least then it sets us a challenge as well.
Yeah.
And you managed to get the said streamer sacrificed, and they came into your chat. And funny enough, I did find the messages
Oh, did you?
because I did, yes. If you bear with me, I can actually bring them back up again. But yeah, so said streamer came in, wasn't particularly happy that Metal killed him, and said some horrific things. If you bear with me a moment, I should be able to actually find it. I did find it
So I can't even
yesterday.
remember what he said, so this be good.
Yeah. Let me just see if I can quickly gather it now. Might take me like a minute or so.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, like with certain individuals, it's they just need to conduct themselves in a normal fashion. There's no need to berate people, especially on streams
No,
when
yeah, I know, yeah.
when everyone's watching.
Mm.
It's not necessary at all. I'm just trying to see if I can find them because I was the one that I love that. It says Royal Welsh TTV was banned by Metal Magic last year. Thank you, mate.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's when the
Yeah, yeah,
scammer come in. That's when and
yeah.
the
And you
chat
accidentally
jumped.
clicked on my
Yeah, you
name.
know, actually clinching your name.
Yeah. Where are you? So it wasn't that far back. It wasn't 2 years ago. But yeah, like I've had some, even I've had some streamers come into my chat and say some not horrific things, but just sort of show that toxicity side. Oh, there you go. Right, I found the messages.
Oh,
So this was said individual's first message. Not hello, GGs, or whatever. It was actually F off, you tunneling seaward. And then I could only assume that you would have said, I didn't tell you what the hell are you on about.
yeah, probably something like
And
that.
yeah. And then their reply was, obviously their grammar's not particularly the best, but they said not S swear word. You came after me straight after being unhooked. And then that's when I started chipping into
Yeah.
the chat, like, mate, you need to calm the F down. And then you said something the same along the lines. And he goes, I do agree what I said was uncalled for, and I apologize. Yeah, GG. Hope you have a good day. I'm too ill for this. S swear word. And in pain, and every killer has been a twit today. Regardless, if you're unwell or in pain, there's still no need to be a dick in
No,
people's chats,
no.
regardless.
No,
Because imagine if someone that's like new to streaming,
mm,
and this individual is quite a big streamer. We did find some additional information on
mm,
said stream, but anyway, but like let's say someone is new to streaming, they're hopeful, they're excited, and they see that message in their chat, it's gonna put them off. It
yeah.
really is.
Well, again, I know he said he was ill and that, but then again, it's
There's no
another
excuse.
excuse. Like, a lot of people don't know about me. Like, I got several eye conditions. Like, my eyes
Mm,
feel terrible every single day, and like,
yeah,
I'm pretty much blind in one eye. My right eye, I can't really see out of. But I don't use that as an excuse to go and be toxic to people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, my eyes feel dreadful. Like, I could go through all the conditions, but we'd be here for like half an hour. But and all, it's not nice. In the day,
yeah.
like,
It's not.
my eyes would feel terrible every single day. But
And you have migraines like once or twice a week as well.
yeah, I have migraines, all sorts. But do I
Yeah.
use that as an excuse to go and berate someone? No.
No,
And again,
it's like my I have, like, for me, my childhood was rubbish,
mm,
and I have every right and slash excuse to be an absolute dick to the entire world. But what's the point? That
mm,
takes more effort than it is to be nice.
yeah, and it sort of shows your character as well, doesn't it? Like,
Mm,
because everyone goes through hard times, or illnesses, and all that. But it's how you present yourself after. As the saying
Yeah,
goes, it's not how you, it's not how you throw a punch. It's how you take a punch and get back up afterwards.
yeah,
I mean, that's you. This how you present yourself, and it shows the character of the person. If no matter what you're
hmm
going through, and still be like a genuinely nice person,
yeah,
and not use every excuse under the sun, and just start berating people over a game.
yeah. Over a game of anything, like about
Yeah.
anything.
Mm.
Like it's just stupid that if someone beats you in a game, you think, oh, you know what? I'm gonna jump in their chat or send them a message on Xbox, Steam, bloody PSN, and just berate them for no reason at all. It's stupid. It
Yeah.
really is, and it's simple minded as well.
Mm.
You know, and again, ego is a massive thing that portrays in people's mindset when it comes to toxicity.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just set your ego aside, accept that someone is better than you, move on, learn
Yeah.
from that mistake, and improve, and then you'll
Yeah.
be laughing.
Mm. Yeah. Because again, like maybe one day you'll have kids,
Mm,
and I mean you don't know, and then you can sort of show them how to behave,
yeah,
like on the online. Because obviously, as it goes on, this online's gonna get more and more and more and more. Or like streamers are gonna be like even now they're just as big as like movie stars, if
yeah,
not bigger. You know what I mean? That's only gonna get more.
yeah. Well, like last year, Twitch put up like one of those announcements that like over a million like new streamers came to Twitch
Mm.
in 1 year alone, like well over a million. I think it was
Yeah.
a couple of million.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nuts, and the internet aspect is growing at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
Because you got newer generations jumping in onto the internet. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it. My son loves gaming, he loves YouTube, stuff like that. And kids are sort of brought up with an iPad in front of their face.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. That's why I've got my son into sports. But like with me and you, we couldn't think of anything worse than be stuck inside,
No.
doing whatever. We
Uh,
were always outdoors.
yeah, like again, like there's no such thing as iPads.
Mm,
Barely had a PC back then.
yeah.
It just barely worked half the time. And like you said, the internet wasn't great. Like YouTube,
Yeah.
it was about when I was a teenager, but it wasn't like as it is now, like
Yeah.
massive. When you get like creators that earn literal millions
hmm
from videos, and it's only going to get bigger as well. And obviously,
Yeah.
the bigger it gets, obviously, I hope not. It might get more and more toxic as it goes on as well, because people are going to get jealous as well. Again,
Yeah.
jealousy as well.
Yeah.
It's like you should never look at other people. Always look at yourself.
Exactly, and it's like one of the sayings I've said previously. Comparison is the thief of joy. Just be yourself, but don't be a dick. That's all I can say.
Well, it's like
Literally, treat others how you want to be
yeah,
treated.
it's like
That's
us. Like when we started this little podcast, like,
yeah,
we didn't go, oh yeah, we'll start this, get millions of subs and become billionaires. Like we'd even think of that. We thought, you know, let's do it, have a bit of fun.
I thought that was the plan, though.
Oh,
I'm
it
joking.
just, I edit that out. I edit that out. But yeah, I mean, we just thought, you know, just give it a go.
Just give it a go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have a little bit of fun with it. Whatever happens, happens. If it
yeah,
turns out in a year's time we got like I don't know, thousands of subscribers or this that and that, so be it. If not, so be it. End of the day, long
yeah,
as we're both enjoying it still, why not?
yeah. I didn't think we'd be enjoying it as much as we have
No,
so
to be
far.
honest with you, I didn't
I
either.
must admit.
Mm.
um, but yeah, and again, games don't turn people toxic. It's the individuals themselves, and
Yeah.
it is a massive, massive shame. Because it does, because like loads of people say, "Oh, DVD's community is super toxic." Compared to most games, it's not.
No, DVD's
Um,
one of the better ones. Like
yeah,
generally, like again, I've been around, so I've been around gaming for a long time, been across it,
yeah,
and saying the most toxic game I've probably been on is League of Legends. I ain't joking
yeah,
either. It's probably like Dead
yeah,
by Daylight's nothing compared to like, what League is at all.
yeah. But yeah, just treat people how you want to be treated. There's no need to be a dick to everyone. Just if someone's been a dick to you, doesn't mean like don't get me wrong, you do have the right to be one back, but you know, two wrongs don't make a right. Just kill them with kindness, get them gone, and then move on. Yeah, but if you are one of those individuals that you would say, you know what, I am quite toxic to individuals, just take a step back before you say anything. take a breather, take a step back, and just think there is an individual on the other end,
Mm.
and you don't know what they're going through. Everyone's going through something in their lives, regardless on how minor or how major it could be. Someone is going through something. Just have a think. I'll take a breather, take a step back, and just self-evaluate.
Yeah,
That's all I can. That's all
and,
I can
and
do,
even
really.
like obviously as well, you can always apologise. There's nothing wrong
Mm,
in apologising. Obviously, it takes a real person
hmm
to be able to stand up and put their hands up and say, "Yep, I've done bad," and apologise for it. Take
Oh
wrong
yeah,
with it. I mean, it don't make you look weak. I mean, if
yeah,
anything, it makes you look stronger. It makes you actually look like an actual. You're willing to change as well.
yeah,
Because then again, I was like that. Like I'd never apologise for anything. Like you can talk to people. I've known me for like 20 years. I never apologise for anything. But
yeah,
now, obviously, I self-evaluated many years ago. I've got no problems putting my hands up and saying I'm
yeah.
wrong and apologising for things now.
Yeah, no, I don't have a choice. I got a partner, and happy wife's a happy life.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
when I'm right, I'm wrong, and when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just take a step back. Own if you've done wrong, own up to it.
Mm.
That it will make you such a better individual in the long run. It really
Oh yeah.
will, and you get so much respect for it as well. But if you're gonna own up to something, don't make excuses for it.
No,
Just
that's
own
it.
up to it.
Yeah, yeah, because it makes
Yeah,
it worse in the day,
it does.
and like there is no real valid excuse for being like just straight out toxic to someone. Because
Yeah.
then the day everyone goes through stuff, and it's just how you how you like present yourself.
hmm
Because again, everyone goes through every bad. Because not everyone's like all rainbows and candy floss and candy.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through stuff in life, and it just don't give you the right to treat anyone
Yeah.
like bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that should conclude the episode.
Yeah.
It's a simple enough topic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you do have any sort of experiences, or if you are classed as if you would class yourself as a toxic person, but you are looking to change, let us know in the comments below. We're always down to help, and it's good to hear from other people's perspectives as well. If there's certain things you do agree with us or you don't agree with us, again, let us know in the comment section below. But yeah, I think that should conclude the episode. Yeah, until then, take care, look after yourself. I'll catch you all later. Toodles.
Toodles.